Multi-Maniac, a community of car enthusiasts. Today, we are here in Langata at Mr. Warui's homestead to showcase some of the best classic cars ever showcased at Concourse d'Elegance, having won 3 awards. So, follow me.
'Cause I just really need someone. I've been barely holding on.
Wow.
And I'm still running.
Hello, Mr. Warui.
Hi,
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Karibu sana.
Look at this
Yeah?
beautiful beast you have here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about how you began your classic car journey.
It's been a long journey. Started around 2005. I was walking with my mom one day through town.
Yeah.
And we saw a Beetle passing by. It had loud music and it was pimped. It was one of those pimped Beetles. And I was like telling my mom, wow, one day I'd like to own one of those.
Yeah.
And then she was like, no, that's a car that's showing the owner is idle and has a lot of time to waste. Yeah? Listen to how loud that music is and those tires look so ugly. Why don't you talk to your grandfather? That's now his uncle, her uncle now. Why don't you talk to your grandfather? You get the one that's been lying outside his house for the last 5 years. Like, fine. So that's how I ended up going to my grandfather, talking to him, and he used to live in South B. I would visit him every day for 6 months to have lunch. So he would tell me the same stories about the car, how they do the exams back in the 50s. He'll repeat the story again tomorrow, and I would act interested and shocked, like I've never heard that story before. And we created a bond to the extent he was willing to let the car go to me.
Yeah.
So that's how my journey started.
That's a beautiful journey.
Yeah.
So have you ever owned any other new technology cars, or was your first car a classic car?
My first car was a classic car.
Yes.
That was in 2005. And right after that, about 2 years later, I got the Kombi. And then that's it.
And that's how you started?
Yeah.
And then your journey just skyrocketed up to now owning a business?
Yes.
That's amazing. I want you to start by describing this beautiful chocolate beast that is sitting right here. Please tell us on how you began this journey of owning this one and the technology that you have also incorporated in this.
Okay, this one, it's a 1951 VW Zwitter. It's not a Beetle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was there before they started being referred to as Volkswagen or the people's car. So it was called a Zuiter because it has 2 split windows at the back. And the build is a bit different from subsequent models. This one is a bit newer.
Yes.
So it's a bit different, even in the technology, like the way the handbrakes run. Basically, a lot of stuff is very different from. Yeah. So this car belongs to a friend. He likes staying anonymous. Okay. Yeah, but he's very much in touch with the day-to-day well-being of the car. Yeah. So he came to Concourse one time, and he found me with my first car, and he was like, "Wow, I want an old early Beetle as well." So we commissioned. There's a friend of ours called Kenzie Morage. We commissioned him to look for one early Beetle, and he found this for us. The only problem was it was very rusted. It was rusted through because the sunroof was open. So, like, water would get in and the rust would do its thing. So it had no chairs, no floor, and it had sunk to the ground.
Wow.
Yeah, there were literally like trees growing through.
Wow. And
even the engine was knocked up and everything. So, for the first 3 months, it happened that we were we were moving garage, and there's a guy who runs a scrapyard next to the garage. So he offered to store the car for us on his lorry. And it stayed there for 3 months, and he was like, even if I wanted to chop it down for metal, for scrap, there's nothing left to, because it was completely rusted out. So, and he swore that this can never come back to being a car. But look at it 4 years later.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. We've done complete nut and bolt restoration on it. Put in, it has disc brakes in the front and the rear. We put in a slightly bigger engine. It has a 1.8 liter. It came with a 1.1 liter. It has a high-speed gearbox, LED lighting. It has a radio, like a retro radio, like the same radios that used to come in the 50s, but now with FM, and it's the digital radio. You can even put a flash disc. So what we did with this car was to retro mod it. Like it's everything is done period correct, but with a modern touch. Yeah. So like even if when you drive it, it feels like a very modern car, but it's very old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned Concourse Elegance,
Yeah.
how long have you competed in that car showcase, and how many times have you won?
I've won several times. Both in Nairobi and Kampala.
Wow.
So I started in 2016. 2016 was my first time. I went to the Vito, KCW. I got a 4th position for my first entry, which was really good.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so like even the judges encouraged me. They told me where I went wrong and how I could improve my car for the next. So the next year I did Kampala, exact same competition. And we won Best International Entry, Best Entry in Class.
That's impressive.
And even the Prime Minister gave us a personal gift for winning.
Wow.
So that really encouraged us. That was in July. Then in September again, there was Nairobi. I entered the Beetle and the Kombi, and they both got podium finishes. And the following year, I entered now with this one, the 3 of them.
Yes.
And that was now 2018. 2018, I entered 3 cars. And that's the last time I entered KCW. So in 2019, I won again in Kampala and again in Nairobi. But then after that, now 2020, there was COVID. There was no Concourse.
Yeah.
Even in 2021. So the first one that happened again was last year September. And I took these 2 cars. This one got a 2nd in class, and this got a 3rd in class.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So we were quite happy with the results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that what you were expecting, or that just caught you by surprise?
We were actually expecting to win with this one, but we were beaten by, I think, a point. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay still. It was better than what could have. It could have gone otherwise.
True. That's very true. So everyone wants to know. I would want to know, personally, what powers these cars, the type of engine it runs with.
Okay, both of them running air-cooled engines. They are the original engines. So I build engines. That's actually my specialty. Yeah, I built this engine and I built this one as well from scratch. This is a 1300cc. It's a single port, single carburetor. You can see it has one of these only in the center. It's called a center mount engine. So that's a 1300cc. And this other one is a 1800. I took one like this and put bigger internals. So now this is it has 2 carburetors, and the power is a bit more than what you get from there.
Okay.
Yeah. So like if they were to go on the highway at the same time, ideally this will be way much faster. Yeah.
And these two cars were built at the same time?
No. Yeah. This one, I did this in 2017. I started this one in 2018.
Okay.
But it took long because the parts, it was very hard to find the parts because it's an older car. So like the lights, you see like this tail light, one of these tail lights it costs about 35,000 shillings. As tiny as it is, you see like this one tail light will cost maybe 2,000 bob. So like these ones I can order very fast and they come very fast, but these ones I have to search individually every single piece. So that's why it took very long for us to finish this car.
You know, I tend to find myself very emotionally attached to things that I create with my own hands.
Yeah.
And I tend to give them names.
Yes.
Have you assigned names for your beautiful collection?
Unfortunately, these two cars don't have names. This car belonged to my father-in-law. It was his first car.
Yes.
So that means it was passed down to my wife. So she's the one who would be best place to give it a name, but she hasn't come around to that. And this one as well, after we did it, the owner has not picked it. So some of the names come with an attachment because these cars come with a personality.
Yeah.
Like today, it may be feeling like a Lucy or a John.
Yeah.
So that the names normally reflect the temperament of the car.
We all have our first loves. Please tell us about the first car you ever owned.
Oh, the first car I ever owned was this one right here. It's a 1959.
Wow.
It's a 1959 VW Beetle. It used to belong to my grandfather.
Wow.
My grandfather, who was my mom's uncle, but he's the one who brought her up, so he was her dad. So like when I got interested, my mom took me to meet him for carriage because very many people had approached him, offered him like, can I give you a 50K?
Yeah.
And he would ask them, if you look at me, do I look like I'm lacking 50K? We made a deal that if I fix it and he's happy, he would let me have it.
Yes.
But if I fix it and he's not happy with the way it looks, he would take it back.
Yeah.
So in the process of fixing it, he went to check on it and he was like, I'm happy. The other reason why I've not worked on it is I had an agreement with the owner of KBY that both of them could not go to the same competition.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was afraid we would beat him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So we had a gentleman agreement that this one chills, at least we do a competition 2 years with this car, then we can proceed. Yeah, but then again, COVID also came in and a few things came to a halt.
Yes.
Yeah.
COVID really did mess a lot.
Yes, yeah.
I personally love taking road trips. And you did mention earlier about your favorite, okay, not favorite, but your preference for road trips. I would love to see that car.
Let's go and show you.
From my demons.
Wow. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
This reminds me of, I want to go to Masai Mara
Yes.
right now.
Let's go.
Please tell us about this beautiful car.
So this is a 1968 VW Kombi, not Beetle. I've had so many memories on it. I've done several road trips on it. Yeah, and now it's my daily runner.
Yes.
Yeah, as you can see the stickers. It has also competed in the Concourse d'Elegance and won as well. Even in this is faded out, but just to say Kampala, even this one is Kampala.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Thank you.
Mr. Warui, naona umepanga kweli kweli.
Kabisa.
Unajua road trips zinakuanga na memories, eh?
Sana.
Can you tell us ni memory gani ya which road trip that you ever took with this car that you'll never forget?
Wacha kwanza nitoe viti juu ya story first.
Sorry, moto.
Moto. Hebu keti hapa.
Thank you. Road trips zinakuanga na memories, eh?
Sana. So, hii gari nimeenda nayo hadi South Africa
Wow.
Nimeenda Zambia,
Wow.
Malawi, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi,
What?
Uganda. But one of the most memorable trips tulienda na wife, tulienda random tu, tulitoka tu tukaenda Zambia, tukajipata Victoria Falls.
Wow. That is amazing.
So from then every year nika-propose every year I have to do like a trip, hata kama niko peke yangu. Yeah, it's also good for mental health.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that we are done, Mr. Warui, I would love to have a ride on this car.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
First we have to bring this down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Start.
Yeah.
Will you wait for me while I'm still healing? You know what to say every time I start to slip away, and I surrender. I surrender. There's no more falling down. I've hit the ground.
Wow. What an experience. A singer, a photographer, an engineer, and now a business owner specializing in classic cars. If there's one thing we have learned today, they're priceless. Till next time.
There's no more falling down. I've hit the ground.